So I happened to be there in Israel too.
And so I was on a pilgrimage with my mom in Israel, and I turned around and I saw someone who looked super familiar.
Y'all, this Erika Kirk Israeli honeypot story just got way more sinister.
Does anyone else think this is Erika Kirk putting in fake tears into her eyes?
Let everyone see what true evil is. This is something that could impact a generation and generations to come.
Erika. It's starting to look like Charlie had no clue what kind of storm he stepped into when he said, "I do" to her. What he believed was a clean, picture-perfect love story is now unraveling like a tense, backroom power drama straight out of a political thriller. The vibes have shifted fast, and people are definitely paying attention. Online chatter says this was never some random meet-cute romance. The whispers are loud and reckless. Some claim Erika didn't just cross his path by luck, but was carefully positioned near him for optics, leverage, or even subtle influence over decisions made far from public view. That's not romance. That's a calculated board game.
Every time Erika got involved in a turning point event, something felt off. People got pulled from their posts for no clear reason, replaced with names nobody recognized. They weren't loud about it. They just appeared. They'd hover, take notes, make little adjustments. It wasn't like they were running things outright, more like they were watching, testing reactions. And they did strange things, subtle stuff, asking for background checks on volunteers who'd already cleared, rerouting internal comms through temporary systems nobody could verify, requesting access to attendee lists that had nothing to do with their role. What most people don't realize is that Erika had already started acting like CEO before Charlie even died. She was giving orders, making executive calls, speaking for the organization in ways that made all of us uncomfortable.
Right now, a so-called honeypot theory is blowing up across social platforms, hinting that Erika had serious connections to powerful financial backers tied to the same elite circles supporting TPUSA. And here's the wild part. Those are the exact high-profile donors Charlie was allegedly pushing back against only months before everything collapsed. Insiders claim Charlie was worn down, irritated, and tired of constant pressure and behind-the-scenes steering. It was all becoming too much. But the real head-scratcher is the timeline. That lightning-quick leap from job interview to dating to marriage feels almost scripted. Fans swear it looks polished, rehearsed, like a plotline mapped out before anyone hit record. The whole setup feels too neat, too clean, and way too convenient to be organic. So people are asking the obvious question, was this ever real love? Or was it always a staged move for something much bigger? Even Erika once said on a podcast, "Nothing happens by coincidence." That single quote sent social media spiraling, forcing people to rethink every moment of their public romance. Then came the real bombshell, leaked private family messages somehow hitting the internet. In one message, Charlie allegedly told his sister, "I don't even feel like I know her anymore." That one sentence lit everything on fire. People are breaking it down non-stop, wondering what he noticed, what changed, and what really happened behind closed doors. Whatever the truth is, this story keeps getting heavier, and nobody's looking away.
You believe that job interview turned date turned marriage was a coincidence? Well, in Erika Kirk's own words, nothing is a coincidence.
But nothing is by coincidence.
Insiders say Charlie had been opening up to friends and family about how much Erika had changed over the last year, and it wasn't subtle at all. He reportedly felt like the woman he married wasn't the same person anymore, almost like she'd flipped into someone he barely recognized. People close to him say the frustration was real. He allegedly felt like Erika was moving as if she ran TPUSA herself, calling shots, steering big calls, and leaving Charlie completely out of the loop like he didn't even matter anymore. And it gets crazier. A former TPUSA insider, someone who worked directly under top leadership, stepped forward and backed up the chatter. They said Erika's behavior during those final months had people murmuring behind closed doors non-stop. The insider described it as extremely strange, and from what's being shared, that description might not even scratch the surface. It started to feel like Erika was quietly lining herself up to take over Charlie's entire influence inside the organization. Every time she showed up at a TPUSA event, the energy reportedly shifted. Not loud, not obvious, but subtle and unsettling enough to make people uneasy. Something felt different, and folks could sense it without anyone saying a word.
Charlie would try to intervene, and she'd just talk over him, like he didn't even matter anymore. And then just days after he died, they announced her as the new CEO, like she was some kind of savior stepping in during a tragedy. That didn't sit right with anyone who'd been there.
Then came the staff shakeups. People were gone overnight. Familiar, loyal faces vanished and were replaced with newcomers no one could identify. No announcements, no explanations, just silent swaps that left everyone whispering in corners. Some of the new people barely spoke. They hovered, watched closely, took notes, and made quiet changes that slowly stacked up. It felt like a slow-burn power move nobody noticed until it was already happening in real time. Soon enough, people inside started saying this wasn't just a marriage falling apart, it was about control. Control over Charlie's image, his voice, and everything he built. The pattern was too clean, too calculated to ignore. What really shook people was how smoothly it all unfolded, like it was designed to stay unnoticed until stopping it wasn't an option anymore. And according to those close to the Kirk family, not everyone ever believed the perfect couple image. From day one, Charlie's mother, Mary, allegedly never warmed up to Erika. Sources claim she told friends Erika's energy didn't feel right, like something was off from the jump. Mary reportedly believed the entire relationship, from that random meeting to the rapid wedding, may have been quietly arranged by people with serious influence and deeper pockets. Insiders say Mary's instincts told her certain heavy hitters were getting nervous, worried Charlie might start speaking too freely or pushing back. And here's the chilling part. Right before he passed, that's exactly what he began doing. Charlie reportedly started questioning decisions, challenging control, and calling out pressure he believed was coming straight from the donors themselves.
So we get to Bill's Burgers, and I'm there thinking it's a business interview.
Started that way.
Right. So we sit down, and you grill me for, 3 hours?
Yeah.
Easily. On philosophy, politics,
Culture.
religion, culture,
Economics.
What else? Everything else you can imagine, he grilled me. Anything he talks about on his podcast show, he grilled me on. Pretty much.
Just didn't record it.
And then afterwards, he got finished with his burger, and he just sat there, and he looked at me. And he's like, you know what? I'm not going to hire you. I was like, that's fine. I don't need this job. I'm doing plenty of other things here in Manhattan. He's like, I'm going to date you.
Charlie wasn't staying quiet anymore. And that's when things reportedly got super tense. The moment he started speaking up, everything around him shifted fast. When you really line up the details, the picture that forms is unsettling. On one side, you've got Charlie pushing back on high-level donors inside TPUSA, saying he felt boxed in and steered. On the other side, Erika was moving like she already held the keys, giving directions, shifting people around, and making calls that left longtime staff completely stunned. According to multiple sources, she was quietly becoming the new face of the organization, right in plain sight. That's when online chatter exploded, with people claiming Erika might not have entered Charlie's life by accident at all, but was placed there with purpose. Some call it a strategic relationship. Others say the timing alone looks suspicious. Either way, folks started asking real questions. But the biggest red flag? How they met. The story doesn't fully add up, and that's exactly why this mystery won't die. The official version says it started back in 2018 at a dinner in New York City. Supposedly, it was just a basic job interview for Erika to maybe join TPUSA. Simple, clean, nothing weird, right? But the deeper people dig, the messier the details start looking. Here's the twist that has everyone raising eyebrows. Erika later admitted she had seen Charlie before that dinner even happened. She said it was a coincidence, claiming they crossed paths at an airport while she was on a spiritual trip with her mom. She also said she didn't know who he was at the time. But here's where things get shaky. Once she got home, a so-called mutual friend suddenly introduced them. And from there, everything moved fast, smooth, and on schedule. Now tell me that doesn't sound scripted. It feels like something pulled straight from a power drama. Too clean, too timed, too perfect. So the real question burning online is this.
The way you are treating me is so repulsive. I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite. My moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this.
If there's even a sliver of truth to claims that certain powerful donors behind Charlie's rise wanted someone close to keep him in check, then why him? What were they scared he might do or say once he finally saw how deep all of this really went? Out of everyone on the planet, why Erika? What made her the so-called perfect fit for something like this? People online are split. Some say it's because she had real access to powerful circles, that smooth charm that disarms people fast, and a calm, measured delivery that made her feel safe and trustworthy. Others think it was even simpler. She just knew how to disappear into rooms, how to make people feel comfortable, understood, and relaxed while quietly stacking influence behind the scenes. Whether any of that is true or not, well, one thing is clear. Their first meeting feels way too cinematic to be random. It doesn't play like chance, it plays like a scene. So, let's rewind for a moment and dig into Erika's background because this is where things start getting real interesting, real fast. According to people close to the situation, Charlie's sister Mary never trusted Erika, not even at the start. That suspicion reportedly came from what Mary uncovered about Erika's parents. And now, as new details resurface online, the picture coming together has people raising eyebrows everywhere. It turns out both of Erika's parents had long-standing connections to military and intelligence spaces. And this isn't just rumor talk. Public records and older interviews back it up.
Our goal with the Romanian Angels Project was to show these children the true American heart during the holiday season. And what better way to do that than having our United States military personally deliver?
In one clip, Erika herself explained that her mother relocated to Arizona because of a business opportunity directly tied to her work with DHS, the Department of Homeland Security. Erika said her mom wanted closer access to federal contracts and defense-related projects. That's not a casual family move. That's serious-level business. Here's where things get even stranger. Erika has always told her family story like her mom handled everything alone. She painted this picture of a strong, independent woman running the show solo, balancing work and family like a pro. At the same time, she barely mentioned her father, Kent, often saying he wasn't really involved in her life. That selective storytelling has people asking questions now. Was that distance real, or was it just another carefully shaped image meant to control perception? And that's exactly where the speculation starts heating up. People are now asking if any of that story was fully true. Some sources claim Kent's name quietly appears in old business filings and defense-related ventures most people never noticed. Others think he may have stayed hidden on purpose, working behind the scenes while influence moved quietly. If that's accurate, it means both of Erika's parents were far more connected to high-level federal operations than she ever publicly admitted. For Mary, that
getting involved with the government, so Homeland Security and Department of Defense. And so she had other business partners that were out here that were already in that industry, even one that was a mentor of hers. So it was really convenient to be able to come all together in one place to really have that.
According to public records and leaked business filings, the truth looks very different. Erika's mother, Lori, didn't just work odd jobs. She reportedly co-founded a tech and defense company called AZ Tech International. And here's the kicker. Listed as program research director was her father, Kent. Both parents involved from the jump, working inside the same operation. That changes everything. After AZ Tech gained momentum, Lori allegedly expanded even further, launching a sister company known as GTK Industries. This wasn't some small private firm either. It reportedly operated as a private security company working directly with the Department of Defense and the Department of Homeland Security. There were even whispers of links to intelligence-related projects. That's not a casual family hustle, that's serious federal access and real influence. Now things get even more intense when you look at Erika's own projects. Remember the nonprofit she promoted, Romanian Angels? The one she described as a charity helping children overseas, supposedly working alongside U.S. military aid missions? On the surface, it sounded wholesome, humanitarian goals, compassion, and good intentions. But when people line that up next to her family's defense world ties, questions start stacking up fast. Some online are wondering if that project was truly about charity, or something else entirely. The overlap between her good deeds and government-linked activity is making people uncomfortable, and no one seems eager to clear it up. It all sounded so pure at first. A feel-good story about helping kids overseas, the kind of narrative people want to believe. But now, fresh chatter online is flipping that image upside down. Reports claim Romanian Angels' main operations were based near a restricted military zone in Romania, an area that has reportedly struggled for years with instability and unresolved missing children cases. That detail alone has people stopping mid-scroll, asking serious questions, and rethinking everything they thought they knew. Now let's be clear. There's no confirmed proof tying Erika or her nonprofit to anything illegal. But that coincidence alone has the internet spinning nonstop. Critics online say the setup looks way too polished to be just humanitarian work, while supporters argue it was nothing more than genuine outreach in a difficult region. Still, The overlap between Erika's family's deep defense world ties and the nonprofit's location has made this whole situation look far murkier than anyone expected. And here's where it starts looking even stranger. Right after all that online attention around Romanian Angels, Erika's mom, Lori, suddenly tried to distance herself from the entire project, which is wild considering she once openly took credit for helping launch it. There's even footage of Lori narrating the nonprofit's official promo video, speaking passionately about their mission and the lives they claim to be changing overseas. That's not something a casual bystander does. People who followed the project closely say Lori was deeply involved at one point. She allegedly attended board meetings, helped lead fundraisers, and even joined overseas trips described publicly as humanitarian missions. Then, almost overnight, her name disappeared. Removed from the nonprofit's site, wiped from press mentions, and quietly scrubbed from public records. That sudden vanishing act has everyone asking the same thing. Why now? What happened behind the scenes that made her step away so fast? No explanation, no statement, just gone. Lori's name was erased from everything. And that abrupt move left people seriously confused. Why walk away from something she once seemed proud of? And now, when Erika brings up that so-called chance meeting with Charlie at the airport, the one she described as a spiritual trip with her mom, the story suddenly feels way too clean. If Lori was still heavily involved in international projects and defense-related work at the time, could that spiritual trip have had another purpose? Was it really about reflection and faith, or something more official happening quietly in the background? Nobody knows for sure, but one thing is obvious. The pieces don't line up as neatly as Erika's version suggests. Now online sleuths are digging even deeper. Some believe that so-called pilgrimage may have involved more than anyone realized, possibly even something loosely connected to Lori's ongoing defense or intelligence-adjacent work. And just when it feels like this web of coincidences can't tighten any further, another bombshell is waiting right around the corner. Here's where things take another wild turn. Turns out Erika actually worked for Donald Trump back during her Miss USA days. At the same time, Charlie's own father reportedly helped design parts of Trump Tower years earlier. That's not some tiny overlap. That's a connection that's hard to wave off as random. When you stack all these pieces together, government contracts, pageant ties, corporate links, that whole love at first sight story starts feeling less like destiny and more like something carefully arranged. So people are asking the obvious. Could it really be coincidence? Or was there something way bigger moving quietly behind the scenes, linking political figures, business elites, and media power players in one tightly woven network? The deeper you look, the less accidental it all feels. Then came the most shocking twist of all, Charlie's sudden passing. And after that tragedy, Erika's public behavior caught a lot of people off guard. Her presence at memorial events, the tone, the posture, even the words she chose, had the internet buzzing. People started asking if she was grieving or managing a storyline. Whatever the truth is, the Charlie and Erika saga keeps looking less like chance and more like a puzzle nobody expected the public to start solving. At the memorial, Erika's behavior became a major talking point. She was smiling for cameras, hugging acquaintances, and moving with an energy many found confusing for someone who had just lost her husband. Supporters and critics alike said it felt off. It didn't look like quiet mourning. It looked like a performance, and people replayed those clips nonstop trying to read between the lines. But that wasn't even the strangest detail. The main memorial service wasn't held in Charlie's home state of Illinois. It happened in Arizona, the same place where Erika's family has deep professional roots. That alone set off alarm bells online. And to make things even heavier, reports spread that Charlie's parents and his sister didn't attend the Arizona service at all. They stayed completely silent. No statements, no appearances, nothing. That silence only made the questions louder. Then came the rumor that blew social media wide open. An unverified claim suggesting political figure J.D. Vance may have quietly helped arrange the transport of Charlie's body before a full medical review could even take place. Nothing about that story has been officially confirmed, but it spread fast and hit hard. And it's one of the reasons this mystery refuses to fade away. Something about this entire situation just doesn't sit right. It feels like a key piece is missing, like there's information someone is working overtime to keep buried. Every new detail that leaks out seems to snap into a larger, more complicated puzzle, one the official explanation still can't fully account for. The timelines don't line up, the statements clash, and everyone involved seems to be talking in careful circles. They say just enough to shield themselves, but never enough to clear the air. From the unusual family dynamics to the powerful business ties and the unsettling shift in behavior before Charlie's passing, one thing is clear. There's far more to this story than anyone has openly admitted, and people aren't done asking questions. Now, with insiders leaking private messages, former associates staying strangely silent, and the public demanding answers, it feels like we're only scratching the surface of what's really happening behind the scenes. Some believe it's all just coincidence stacked on coincidence. Others are convinced we're watching a full web of influence and control slowly unravel in real time. Either way, one truth stands strong. The truth always finds a way out. And when it finally does, it's going to shock everyone who's been following this case. The more that comes out, the more it feels like we're standing in the middle of something way bigger than anyone first imagined. So we're not stopping. We'll keep digging, keep connecting the dots, and keep asking the questions nobody else wants to ask. Because this mystery, it's far from finished. Now it's on you. What do you think is really going on here? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it. Smash that like button if this made you think. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Share this video so the conversation keeps moving. And make sure you're locked in for the next one, because this story is only getting deeper.